Hello, hello, hello. Am I finally live? I've been trying to go live for a few minutes here, but I had to finally drive around to get a space where I could find internet. So can you hear me? If you can hear me, there's some road noise. Let me close this door. Okay, can you guys hear me? Let me know. Oh my goodness. Whoo, I was on the side of a railroad track. Oh my goodness. Hey, Randy. Hello, hello. Very best of you too. Oh my goodness. Nora, hello. Nora, one of my fabulous moderators, and Graham are in the house. Nora, I wasn't able to get that link up, but I want to plan something with you. You know what I'm talking about. So we'll talk later because I have an idea, but I'd like to talk with you about it. Maybe later on, maybe tomorrow. But hello, who else is in the house here? Hi, Iris from Three Generations. My brother Donald's in the house, and Liddell. Oh my goodness. Graham says, I'm sporting a black eye today. I was laying in bed, and the bride asked me if I wanted to spoon. I said I'd rather fark. Well, I'd say you deserve that black eye, Graham. I wonder how many more you've earned through the years. Oh my goodness! Oh, I didn't notice. Look at the palm trees over there blowing in the wind. Oh my goodness! Hey, 63 clocks. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I know, Nora. I know. Oh my goodness. Hey, Vaughn's on a roll. Oh my goodness. I have some pictures that I took yesterday of the potential site for our nomad boot camp that's coming up the end of September. So I'm going to be sharing them at some point. I don't know if later this week, but also I aired a video just a little while ago, actually. I'm doing a 3-part series. It's a fabulous series interviewing Kat. Many of you have seen her before. She was living in a trailer for 4 years on the streets of California, and having to move every 72 hours. It was quite a story. And she's now in an apartment, and I showed that, but she's really redone it. And she tells a little bit about her story again in this video today. But in part 2, she's going to share how she actually got off of the streets and access the resources. And I'm sure there are people who need to know this. So, I'm about providing content that can be helpful and useful. And then in part 3, she's going to talk about her budget and how she really lives a fabulous life, really on resources that put her below the poverty scale in California, and actually most of the country, if not all of the country. So stay tuned for part 1 today. After this, go over and check it out, share it out, and then stay tuned, as next week I'm going to air part 2 and part 2 and part 3. So some good stuff coming up. Three Generations said, hey, 63 clocks, and Three Generations says, Poppy, that bride must have a hard time keeping you in line. Oh, you know it, Iris, you know it. We all know it, in fact. Hey, Kenneth says, I've been fishing for the last couple of weeks, but I'm back for this one. Oh, you lucky guy, you. Oh, my goodness. We were talking about when I was going to go up to Alaska. My older brother and Jessica's brother were going to possibly meet us up there and go fishing. But since I didn't go to Alaska, that's off. But I have another trip that I'm planning. I'll tell you guys about it later. In fact, maybe 2 trips. So the first one is, well, both of them are really tentative. So I won't be telling you about either one of them until just before I get started. But the first one I think is pretty much a go. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But with a group of people, some are nomads, some are not. We're just going to travel very, very slowly. You know me, I like to hit the road and get to my destinations, boom. But they're traveling slow, and that's really how I need to do it, because I learned my lesson after I got torn tendons after driving so fast and so many hours on the road last time when me and Lindy went to Tennessee, and then I went on to North Carolina. So I'll keep you posted. Some exciting things coming on. Whether Jay will come with me or not remains to be seen. Me, because we're going to go in a minivan. So it'd be me Jay, Jess, me, Jess, and Cuddles. That is going to be an adventure in itself if all three of us are packed into that minivan for and it's a long trip. So it's going to be quite an undertaking. It's quite a trip when the three of us just go around town, much less hit the road and go on a long trip. But we will see. We've three of us have gone up to Oakland, so we've gone 500 miles together, but we haven't gone over 3,000 miles together. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on how it's coming along. Yes, it is wonderful that you're here, Randy. I'm so glad to. Oh, you guys can hear me. Good, good. Hey, Koki, how are you doing? Good to see you, Koki. Padilla's in the house. Hello, hello, and Ark Rosebud. Okay, great. Thanks to. I know. I was gonna put my yellow hat on, but I grabbed it in my hand, came out, and I don't know where it went. Jessica said, "Mom, you're so old, you lose everything." Said from the words of a youngster. Okay, just wait till she starts forgetting stuff. But I won't be around by that time. Hey, Janice, hello, hello. Thank you. Too hot. Oh, well, it's a breezy 70 something here. I mean, right. The ocean is like 2 blocks that way. So I'm getting the breeze and I feel like putting on my swimming suit and wading into the ocean. I have a big raft, and me and Jessica, we're going to go rafting maybe next week. Oh my goodness. If I can find my GoPro, I lost my GoPro. Do you believe that? But if I can find my GoPro, I'll take you along with us if I can figure out how to get film from my GoPro uploaded. You guys know me and my technical deficiencies. Okay, great. Thank you, Liddell. All right, all right. Everyone's telling me they can hear me. Hey, stay tuned. Hello, hello. Patty Irwin's in the house. And I did meet yesterday with Helen. I don't know if you guys remember Helen. She was down in the area. She contacted me and said she wanted to get together. And since she was right, literally down the street, not too far from us, we did. And she stayed at the place where I'm looking at me and Lindy are looking at possibly doing our nomad boot camp. So I went over there and we had a nice lunch together, and it was fun. It was fun. So Helen's the lady who she and her sister met. She reconnected with her sister after 40 years. She she was telling me the story yesterday. I don't think she would mind me telling you this story. This was back in the 70s. Her dad was in his 70s, and back then, in the wisdom of social services, they decided he was too old to raise two young girls. So they put her and her sister in foster care. But not only, or they were going to put her and her sister in foster care, and they were going to be separated. So the dad found someone to adopt each of the girls because he didn't want them going into foster care. And so they were adopted by two different families, lost contact, and didn't reconnect until 40 years later. And she and her sister reconnected a few years back, and they have traveled together a bit in first in a really small vehicle, and then in I think it's an older road trek. But I did an interview with Helen, and she told the story about meeting and finding her sister. She'd been looking for her all those years, and she finally found her. I mean, and she was telling me, now she was telling me some things that I would leave up to her to share, but I thought, wow, they took her and her sister away from her dad because of his age. Is that crazy? Isn't that something? I know I have met people now. I guess they have, due to the influx of drugs and fentanyl and everything else. There's so many parents who have dropped out. I met a person who is in their 80s raising 3 and 4 year old great grandchildren. So I guess when the system gets overloaded and desperate, all of a sudden they change their tune. But anyhow, but yeah, so it was nice getting together with her and hearing from her again. Hey Kathleen, so happy you are on. I am too. I'm happy I was able to get on. Hey Swamp Stomper, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Koki. Thank you. Hey, Lisa from Outdoor Dash Travels is here. I need to live next door to Lisa so I can run over there every few minutes and ask questions about all these things that I could never figure out about my technical stuff. Oh my goodness. Hey, postcards from Terry. Hello, how are you? Glad you're in the house. Uh uh I'm gonna pass on that one, Graham. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Isn't that great news, Iris, about Kat? I'm going to do a tour in the next video. I'm also going to do a tour of her apartment that she has. It's a low income apartment and she has it set up so beautifully. She lived at one point basically a middle income lifestyle, and through a series of events including the cataclysmic loss of her partner of 40 years, um, she lost everything, but she managed to keep a storage unit and a few of her things. So she has about 3 pieces of furniture from her old life and a couple of sets, not sets, but a couple of settings, like a dish, a cup, another small plate of Wedgwood that she had. And she kept just a few things, and she has them in her new apartment. And I tell you, that apartment looks like something out of um, New York, a apartment on the upper end of New York. It just shows how you can do a lot with so little. And she's so happy and so grateful. But you don't want to miss this series. It's going to be a 3-part series. And in part 3, she's going to share how she lives again like a queen almost, according to her, on an income that would qualify her to be considered below the poverty line in most everywhere in this country. But it's a great, it's a great series. It's heartwarming. It's motivational, and it shows how when you're grateful and you don't give up hope, you can accomplish things that seem impossible. But anyhow, um, Donald says, welcome, welcome, Stella. Hello, Stella. Did I miss Stella? I sure wish I was back at home in Cali. Hot as heck on the East Coast. Oh, yeah. Donald was telling me how hot it is in North Carolina, and it's only really the middle of June. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in August there? Whoo, buddy. I think I was there the end of July one year, and I got so sick from the heat and humidity. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Brenda Berner, how's it going? Uh, Janice says, Don, that's where I live. Oh boy. Grandma saying snowballs. Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying hello. Don says, over in the Greenville, North Carolina area, it is over 90 and humid. Whoo. Postcards from Terry says, I lived in homeless shelters for 3 long years. Wow. Anyhow, would love to talk about homeless shelters. I was beyond broke and broken mentally, and how I dug my way out of homeless. Well, you know what, Terry? I hope we get the chance to do that talk. I would love to hear about that. And I'm sure some people who are going through something similar would love to hear about, how you did. Because I think, you know, sometimes, like I said in the video, it can be one cataclysmic event, like the death of a spouse, and you're making it fine on 2 incomes. But when a spouse dies, and in her case, although they were together for 40 years, raised 2 children together, planned on living the rest of their lives, they never actually got married. So she was in for a shock because she assumed, and this is how dangerous it is to assume, she assumed because they were together that long that he was considered her common law husband, and she had access to all the his information and his things, and she couldn't even claim his body. One of her sons had to do it. I mean, She lost everything. I mean, literally everything, except a travel trailer that they had. And she 4 long years she lived on the streets of a city in California in that travel trailer, having to move it every few hours. And I met her doing a homeless soup giveaway, kitchen type of thing, and we became friendly. And then I heard her story, and then I found out about how she and other senior women who were living on the streets were getting ticketed, and what was happening as they got these tickets accumulating, the city would then tow their vehicles and then they'd be on the street. So I did a story on that, which seemed to help somewhat, and that it kind of stopped for a while. And anyhow, it's a long story, but we're going to go over it in this 3-part series, and I think it's really worth watching, starting with this series today. And share it out. Anyone who you know that is having a hard time, that needs some motivation or encouragement to know that you can climb out of a hole, share that video with him that aired today. Uh, Janet says, I'm in Jacksonville. Oh my goodness. Uh, oh, hi, Silver Wings. Hello. Great. Glad you can hear me. Um, 633 Clock said, would love to hear your story from Postcards Terry's. Yes, Terry, rather. Yeah, I would love to hear it too, Terry, when we get together. Thanks. I love yellow. It's a bright color and it's cheerful. To me, it's very cheerful, and it just makes me feel, uplifted when I have on yellow. Uh, um, Oh, yeah, you are near the ocean, Randy. And if I do take the first trip that I think I'm going to take, I will be passing through your area or somewhere near there. And I hope I'll be able to touch base with you even briefly. Hi, Plain Vanilla Grandma. You have been on my prayer list. I've been praying for you. How is everything going? How did your doctor's appointment go? We're anxiously awaiting news on how things are going with you. So keep up the prayers for Plain Vanilla Grandma Carol, and I'm just so happy to see you in the house. Hey, Deborah Holden, in Wyoming near the Tetons. Oh, that's someplace I want to go. I'm hoping to go one day soon. In the 70s now. Oh, was 90s where you were in Riverton. 97. Oh, I bet you're glad to be where you're at now. Now, are you traveling in a vehicle, in a van or something, or are you just um going from place to place, or are you back home or something? I mean, you don't have to disclose where you live, but I'm just wondering if you're a nomad or if you're traveling. Hey, Tim from Mo Bang for your bucks. Haven't seen you in a while. I know. Long time no here. And your trip to Vietnam, oh my gosh, what was it like going back home after all these years? That must have been so nostalgic, and I don't know, were you happy? Were you sad? What was that like? Oh my goodness, I just can't imagine. Um, hey, CW Style saying hello to everyone. Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying hello to Tim. Um, Graham says, I seen a rooster wearing underwear on its head yesterday. When I asked why, they said it was to keep its. Okay, all right. You know what, Graham? I think I'm gonna put you on joke timeout for a while. All right, let's see. Uh, that was yes, it was, wasn't it? Plain Vanilla Grandma. Yeah. Hi, Carrie. How are you doing? Lisa says, come on by. Well, you know what? I am planning at some point, if I can. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but I'm hoping to make it to Texas because I have a nephew in Texas now, Jessica's brother. And I'm hoping to make it to Texas. And also, I want to stop by and see Allison from Travel Snacks YouTube channel. Go over and check out Travel Snacks. She has been off air for a little while doing some other things, but she's back on. Go over and check out my friend Travel Snacks and her YouTube channel. We're going to be doing, I'm sure, some things together at some point in the near future. Let's see who else is in the house. Uh, yes, 63 Clock says, bless the older grandparents and great grandparents raising young children. It's hard enough when we're young. Whoo, you're telling me. Are I adopted Jessica. Well, she came to live with me when I was 50. 50. So yeah, I do know what that's like. Uh uh Mo Bang Tim is saying hi to Ivan. Sylvie says, Carol, I love your interviews with Kat. She was such a she does have a great, doesn't she? A true example of a real mensch. Yes. She is and you could see how despite going from having really a wonderful life to having to live in a travel trailer, and then while living in a travel trailer coming down with cancer and having surgery after surgery and illness after illness and sick and in and out of the hospital, she never lost her sense of humanity, kindness, gratitude, and empathy for others. I mean, it's just unbelievable. And yeah, her story is truly a story of resilience and courage, and I am just honored to be able to tell it in this three-part series. Um, Carrie Joe says, Mo Bang, I've been finding your Vietnam blogs really interesting. Yes, yes. Go over and check out Tim's adventures in Vietnam, and from a perspective of someone who was there before and is now back. That's an interesting perspective. Sylvie says, believe me, when you have been unhoused, once you get somewhere safe and on your own, you do feel like royalty and truly blessed. Wow. Sounds like you know from personal experience, Sylvie. Oh my goodness. I bet you have a story to tell. Sounds like you may have a story to tell, Sylvie. Um, Hey, lifestyle coaching with Donna. Say, hi, everyone. I just watched the video with Kat's update. She is such a grateful person, isn't she? Isn't she a fabulous, fabulous example of gratitude and just never giving up hope despite circumstances? I mean, she's just such an encouragement. Hey, Edwin from Kansas City, Missouri, come to see the Kansas City Royals baseball. Hey, I just might do that one of these days, Edwin. Sylvie says, I want to thank everyone for their thoughts, prayers, and encouragement last week. The surgeon took a look and said, no need for a biopsy, no need to worry about oral cancer at this time. Wow. What a praise report, Sylvie. Thank you for sharing that. I love it. I love, love, love when you guys share the good news. I love when you share any news because I love hearing about what's going on in your lives. But that is just such good news. Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you for sharing that. Um, it makes me so mad they got tickets. I know, I know. Talk about kicking someone when you're down, when you're living on the street, have nowhere to turn. But at least they now did get a safe parking lot. Remember me and Jessica going to the city council meetings with our big signs walking around all I was sure they were going to give us the boot out of those city council meetings, but I guess they decided against doing that because we weren't creating any mayhem, just embarrassing them. But they did finally get a safe parking lot. And I am going to go by there and show that all to you one of these days. But yeah, so now they do have that. But the area where a lot of people were parking, they put big, huge boulders so you can't put up tents there, and you can't really park there because they opened up a school right across the street. So they're not going to have homeless encampments across the street from a school. That just was never going to happen. So yeah, it was urgent, and a lot of people have moved. A few were able to get into housing like Cat, fortunately, but many just moved from one area to another in tents. It's sad, but hey, Carlene Griffith. Hello, hello. Yes, yes. Thank you, Jesus, indeed, for answering our prayers. Hey, you guys, you prayer warriors were out there praying, and I think you all prayed this good news for Sylvie. Yes, everyone's saying how wonderful it is that Sylvie got such good news. Silverwing said, so sad when children are separated. Yes, isn't it? Isn't it? And so happy they found each other. Yes, they found each other in their senior years, and they've been able to build some memories together. Isn't that amazing? I mean, the likelihood of them finding each other was really remote because they had no idea who had where they went, the names of the people that adopted them. I mean, they had none of that information, but they found each other. Isn't that something? Oh my goodness. And her sister is sick with cancer now, so um, she found her in time for them to do some camping trips together. And her sister wasn't a camper. So she persuaded her. Her sister said yes. She wanted to do something and build some memories with Helen. So despite not being a camper and not really, I don't think really loving camping, she went on camping trips with Helen. And she said the first one, which was in a small vehicle, which they had to sleep outside in a tent. She said that was actually the most fun one they had. It was the first one they didn't know what they were doing, but she said it was so much fun. Isn't that how it is sometimes when you do something new that's kind of crazy and nothing works out the way you think it should or plan on it, but it ends up being the most fun? How many of you have had experiences like that, you know? Hey, JW, hello, hello. Deborah Holden says, I'm in a big RV full time. Oh, in this traveling the country for a year or so. I left San Diego 51 days ago. Oh, too bad you didn't hit me up. We could have got together. Oh, my goodness. Stay tuned says, I can't even imagine the turmoil of having to constantly move your rig every 2 hours. No, not every 2 hours, every 72 hours. You could only stay in one spot for so many days, and then they would tow it, you know. But if you, even though it wasn't 72 hours, they were often getting tickets because they were saying you can't park your rig there overnight between the hours of, I think it was like maybe 10 a.m. and 5 in the morning, which are the hours most regular people sleep. I mean, they had all these kinds of things. It was, oh, and then when her truck went out and she couldn't move it, it was, and other people had to come and try them. It was just a nightmare. So she really went through it. I mean, really went through it. So everyone's saying hello to everyone. Um, Terry's saying, Sylvie, some people do the best they can. They're not choosing homelessness. Just so sad. Yeah, no, some people. I would venture to say the majority of people don't choose homelessness. It's just, you know, sometimes it's one cataclysmic. Oh, I'm near a train track, so there goes it. There goes a train behind me. Oh my goodness, this is a new experience being right off the train tracks. But yeah, they don't choose it. It can be one cataclysmic experience, or sometimes when one bad thing happens, it just is like a domino, and things just start falling down one by one by one. You lose one thing, and then that leads to something else, and something else, and something else. And before you know it, you're homeless, and you're like in a state of shell shock. You don't know what, and you don't know which way to turn. It's just, you know, Plain Vanilla Grandma says, I'm doing well. All the tests are done. I have an appointment with my doctor on Tuesday. I expect her to say, oops, you don't have NPH. Well, another praise report. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh my gosh, you Globies are just praying these folks well, aren't you? Oh my goodness. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Um, uh, Good to see you. Yes, good to see you, Edwin. Um, Yes, Terry, Travel Snacks is a great channel, and Allison is fabulous, a very, very good friend. Uh, Tim says, Graham, go stand in the corner until Carol says you can come out. It reminds me of a YouTuber or something from TikTok. I forget which one. This little girl is about 2 years old. She's standing with her nose in the corner, and her dad says, were you mean to Big Brother? And she goes, yep, yep. She goes, are you sorry? She kind of hesitates like she's trying to decide. She goes, She goes, well, are you going to tell him you're sorry? She goes, yep, yep. So she compromised. She might be not be sorry, but she'll tell him she's sorry. That's Graham. All right. JW says, Mo Bang, enjoy your travels back to Vietnam. Yes, yes. Would be right up your alley. Tell her that, you guys tell her that Glow sent you. Graham, you're on timeout for a few minutes. Jokes. Um, uh, Nora says, Tim, it was inevitable. He was asking for it. Oh my goodness. Carrie Joe says, plain vanilla grandma, I will add to our prayer list in our morning devotions group if that's all right with you. I'm sure it would be. I'm sure it would be, Carrie Joe. Sylvie says, postcards from Terry. Yes, I understand because I've been there too. Oh my goodness. It happens so fast. That's what Kat was saying. It can happen so rapidly. Um, you just couldn't have seen it coming. And when you have kids, pets, there is also so much guilt. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Kat had three golden retrievers because she used to raise and breed golden retrievers. And she would be so particular at where she would place her dogs. And she would do like these intensive interviews with the people and check out their homes. And she knows where each of her goldens are still that she placed, you know. So having three goldens and one by one, eventually, her dogs have passed on now, and so now she's without any, and she's wanting another one eventually, but she's just adapting right now to her life, in her apartment. Plain vanilla. Grandma says, honestly, Carol, I could feel your prayers in my bones. Oh, that, you guys, do you hear her? She felt your prayers. And as we ran in a bit of trouble with the lumbar puncture, I just thought about your prayer. I have a short video. I had a good day. Go over, you guys, and watch plain vanilla grandma's video. I had a good day. After this video, after this live, I'm going over there and watch it. And I want all of you, if you would, go over and watch plain vanilla grandma's video. I had a good day. And subscribe to her channel. Subscribe to her channel and support her if you would. I would love it if you guys would do that. X is asking Deborah, did you have any complaints about San Diego? Well, I can tell you for one thing, San Diego, from my experience, and from what people are telling me, has become pretty challenging to find places to park. That's what most people are telling me. And because this time of year, we are bombarded with tourists coming into the city. I mean, all year long, you get tourists because the weather's so good. But during the summer, it's just overwhelming with people coming here who want to go down to SeaWorld and the zoo. And they use San Diego as a base to going up to Disneyland or Legoland. And and coming to the beaches. So they're really patrolling the areas where people typically park overnight to sleep in their vehicles because of that. So you have to really kind of know San Diego, especially when you're coming during tourist season, which is from like May all the way through the end of September. Excuse me. So it's a long period of time that you have to really. It can be challenging. Let me put it like that. Uh, Plain vanilla. Grandma says the video is about her day at the hospital. All right, I want to see that. I really want to see that video. Hey, Tina LaPlace. Hello. Happy Saturday to you. Sylvie saying plain vanilla grandma. Hallelujah. I've got goosebumps. So happy it worked out. I know. Isn't that a wonderful praise report? Carrie Joe says, Mo Bang, I remember all that well. I graduated high school in 1975. Yeah, I graduated in 71. Yes, everyone is saying hallelujah to plain vanilla grandma. Stay tuned says, I remember when Allison came and sat. Oh, you threw a live. Yeah, sat. Yeah, she did. She did. Sat with me through a live. Oh my goodness. Plain vanilla is saying, Carrie Joe, thank you. Prayers are always welcome. Uh, Sylvie says, Carol, that's great news about the safe parking lot. Oh my goodness, it is. It is great news. I'm wondering, those of you who've been through homelessness, how did you what happened to get you how were you able to, as you said, Terry, how were you able to climb out of that situation? You were in shelters, you said, for 3 years. How were you able to access resources? Did a friend come help? What happened? I'm going to tell you though, especially as seniors, like a person I interviewed a while back, Elizabeth, aging is not something to do alone. I'm going to tell you, 2 times in your life you truly need a community is when you're under the age of 18 and when you're over the age of 55. You need it all the time, but those are times you really are over the age of 60 or 65. You truly need a community. I am telling you. But another train coming, it looks like. Oh, well, I'm here comes another train, so beware. You're getting a treat today. You're getting to hear the trains going both ways today. Oh my goodness. But I also did a video yesterday on the Access Pass. So go over and check it out. I didn't know that you can get a pass that's pretty much the same as the America the Beautiful Pass, free. You can get it free if you qualify. You have to have a permanent lifelong disability, but you can get that lifelong pass for free. Go over and check it out. And someone in my comments said that not only is it can you use it in, the typical places to get into national parks for free and camping half off. Now, the America the Beautiful, there's some confusion, and I'm going to have to find out. Some people say the America the Beautiful pass, you can get half off camping at all their sites with that pass. And other people say it's only if it's a senior pass or if it's the access pass, which is for individuals with disabilities. So I'm going to have to clarify that. But I was able to get half off, but then I'm a senior using my America the Beautiful pass. And my pass is the lifelong pass since I'm a senior. But if you're a senior and if you have disabilities, you can get that pass for free. And I believe also if you're military, but I'm not sure if you're military veteran. But I'm going to do some more digging into it and find out. But check it out. And you can go onto the National Parks website and also US government store website and find out more information about it. But I'm going to do a deeper dive to let you all know. But if you have a permanent disability, I give some additional information on the video I did yesterday. So go check it out. But for free. Yes, for free. You can get that pass. Oh, I'm telling you, you guys always share. This was from Ask Miss Patience told me about this. One of my viewers in a comment told me, you guys give some great resources. Hey, Andrea Smith. Hello. Yes, Sylvie, intercessory prayer is powerful. I'm telling you, it can change the mind of the Lord. It can change God's mind. Look at in when uh God was going to destroy the Israelites and Moses intervened and prayed on their behalf. You can change God's mind sometimes. I'm just saying that's what it says. Hey, beyond my garden gate. Hello. Uh, Postcards from Terry says, yes, prayer can change. Uh, hey, Miss Nancy. Where's Miss Nancy? Did I miss Nancy? Hey, Matt F. Hello. Thank you, Ark Rosebud. I'm trying. I was supposed to look at more sites this week for possible um, land for my tiny home village, but instead I was looking at sites for our nomad boot camp. Oh, I found out about a site. Get a load of this, where you can find trailers that are for sale that have been used as offices. And these trailers often have bathrooms in them, air conditioning, they're wired with electricity, and you can convert them into residences. Who knew? So I'm going to be looking into that because if I can get something like that for under $10,000, that would be a cheap way to get units. Hey, I'm also going to go on and do a video announcing. I think I'm just going to do a video announcing I'm looking for land. And if someone has land for sale, they want to either donate or they want to sell that has water already on it, electricity, and that is in a temperate climate where you're not snowed in half the year or baking yourself or roasting like, a hot dog on a grill half the year, that they want to sell. I thought I've got over 100,000 subscribers. Even if none of those 100,000 know people who might have property for sale, share it out. Someone out there has some property they're selling. So I thought, you know what? Why not access and use the internet? So that's what I'm going to do. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner, but hey, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. Have you guys ever experienced that? You know, Andrea says, Terry, I'm eating ice cream. Oh my goodness. Uh, Andrea says, choo choo. I know. Uh, Sylvie says, sending up a prayer for van dwellers and unhoused in the heat wave that's starting. It's going to be a heat wave this summer in a lot of places. Yeah. I'm telling you, anyone who's in a van, if you can, go to higher elevation. Go to higher elevations if there's any way you can. Yeah, it was a quick train, wasn't it, Lisa? It is so much easier, I think, to keep warm in a vehicle than it is to keep cool. Because you're like in a tin can that the sun radiating down on you is just like baking you. So much easier to keep warm than cool. Sylvie says, getting closer to my goal of living in my van. Need to get out of apartment. Got hit with small rays, already bigger one on September 1st. Ooh, shooting for end of July. Prayers out to those in need. Well, Silver Wings, maybe you might want to consider coming to our nomad boot camp the end of September. Oh my goodness, we're going to be giving some announcements on it soon, I hope. Nora says, I lived next to train for almost 50 years. Love the noise. I know. I imagine you get used to it. It's kind of like a lullaby, in a strange kind of way. Graham says, my youngest Tyrone, who I've looked after since he was 12 months old, had a car accident in Melbourne. Oh no. Everyone is all right, but both cars are at mess. It seems that he doesn't have insurance. Oh my goodness. Well, that's good and bad news. Good that he's okay. Thank God for that. But bad he didn't have insurance. Oh my goodness. Sometimes young people have to learn some hard lessons. And this may have been one of those hard lessons, but we're just grateful, Graham, that he is okay and that he walked away and that it was the vehicle that was harmed physically and not him. Thank the Lord for that. Matt F says, has anyone heard if they're raising the 48.2? What's if they're rising the 48.2? What's the 48.2, Matt? Um, I hate to be ignorant, but maybe I should know that. But what is the 48.2? Uh, uh, Terry says, I said yummers. uh, let's see. Matt says, has anyone heard if they're, the LTVA? I don't know. I have a call in. I'm trying to find out, Matt. I'm trying to get a definitive answer. They had a call out for people to attend a hearing that they were doing. They were doing a hearing on it. And I guess at the hearing they were taking public opinion and public statements. So I have not seen an announcement yet. So I don't know. And let's see, so July, yeah, almost June, yeah, only 3 months away. So I would think, but I could be very wrong, I'll admit that. I would think that if they were going to do it this year, it's pretty crappy if they're going to wait till 2 months before they're going to do it and announce it, because so people only have a couple months to prepare. So I don't know. I I'm trying to find out as I'm airing this. I have calls in that I made just this week trying to find out, Matt. And as soon as I find out something, I will definitely announce it. Hey, Rizani Designs Masquerade. Hello. Yeah, because that's huge. To go from 180 to 600, that's gonna kick a lot of people out. A lot of people out of somewhere where they stay for at least 3 to 4 months out of the year. And that is a budget buster for many, many, many people. So I don't know, Matt. I pray that they won't, but it's hard to say. And here's the bad thing. You got a few bad apples who trash up BLM lands, leave junker cars or leave beat up trailers, or who leave at the end of the season and leave it just trashed, and that has an impact, you know, on them having to come in and pay to get things towed and moved off and all that stuff. And it increases the cost for maintaining these properties, which then is passed on to the rest of us. And, people who do that are just despicable. I'm sorry. There's no other word to say but despicable. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Um, Graham says that could be really expensive one for us. But what do? You've got to help and support. Yeah, I know. Isn't it something how our kids' decisions end up costing us money? How does that work? But it does. Never fails to, but it does. Uh, Andrea says our back deck is turning into a big problem. Sorry to hear that, Andrea. Postcard says, Matt, it's still 180. Buy now. It changes minute by minute. Yeah, I would say buy now if you can. Get one now if you're able, because, yeah, that would be my recommendation also, Terry. I think that's great, great advice. Get in under the wire if you can, just in case. If you plan on staying there this year, that is. Three Generations says, "Oh no, Graham, your family has been yes, your family has totally been tested, Graham. You know, I'm going to tell you something. What I have found, and I hope and believe this is the case with you. I have found that just before you're about to reach a breakthrough and something truly amazing happens in your life, that you're just bombarded with all the challenges and just deep pit holes to keep you from getting to that finish line, to make you give up and just say the heck with it and turn around from whatever it was you were trying to accomplish. So I'm hoping if that's the case, that you guys are really headed towards something wonderful, and that if you just hang in, that you will see the fruition of that dream and goal. But yeah, but someone was saying, there is a solution at the end, but going through the hall, there's when God closes one door, he opens another, but it's hell in the hallway. In the hallway from one door to another, it's hell. Oh my goodness. uh Carol, can we come visit during the boot camp? I don't know. I don't know, because we really want to just focus. We haven't really discussed that, to tell you the truth, Vons. We really want to focus on giving individual attention to each and every person, so that we can answer questions and work with people. And so I don't know. We haven't discussed that, but that's something we're going to be discussing soon and announcing all of this. Of course, I mean, it's the park where we're going to be having it on, you can, make your own reservations there. But as far as coming into our camp, I don't know. We haven't really decided that yet. Um, Deborah says, wanted to do it before I was too old. I'll be 70 in a few months. Well, good for you, Deb. Good for you, Deborah. I'm just, I got comments from someone who's 80 who's just starting, someone who's 79 who's about to start, someone who is 74. So many individuals in their 70s have decided that it's now or never, that if they don't do it now, Ooh, I'm looking at a Ferrari, a red Ferrari passing by. Oh my goodness. Well, that'll never happen, but I can still admire it. Ooh, look at this. Let me show you two guys it if I can. Can you see it? Hold on. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Look and see. Can you see it? Oh, that is. Hey, I may be old, but admire. I can still admire a hot car. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. But not in the cards for me, that's for sure. But anyhow, sorry. You can see how I'm easily distracted. It's amazing I get anything done as easily as I was distracted. Yes, Silver Wings. Praise God, no one was hurt. Cars are replaceable. People know. Yeah. Uh, yes, that was Matt F is thanking Terry. Terry, that was some good advice. That was some very sound advice. Terry says no pets in shelters, and yet pets are so important to your mental health. You know, they say seniors who have pets actually live longer, but not only are pets not allowed in shelters, also most shelters don't allow male children over the age of 12. So if you're a single parent or even a family and you have a son who's 12, and you can get a place in a shelter, you can't bring your male child with you. So what are you going to do? I mean, you're certainly not going to send your male child into a male shelter by themselves. So that prohibits or prevents rather a lot of single moms who have sons that are maybe 13 to and up, but are not yet adults from going into shelters. There's some crazy stuff, you know. Everyone is saying hello, hello. Deborah says, X, I love the weather, but it's expensive. Rent, gas, food. As a retired federal employee, it was hard. Yeah, it is expensive in California, but fortunately for me, I bought my place almost 50 years ago, and I'm under Prop 13. So I'm just fortunate. I'm just fortunate. If I tried moving into California, even in the last 5, 10 years, I wouldn't have been able to do it. Not as a single woman, just wouldn't have happened. So I was driving along the beach today, heading to do finish up the video that I posted today, and I was thinking, I was just so grateful. I said, thank you, God. I was traveling through Encinitas and seeing all the tourists. Tourists come here from all over, not just the state, not just the country, but all over the world, come to San Diego to go to the zoos, to go to Legoland. I mean, it's just, oh, there goes a black Porsche convertible. I'm just having car envy today, I guess. But anyhow, I was just saying, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for allowing me to live in, to me, other than Hawaii, my one of my favorite places, or up in the mountains in Lake Tahoe, one of my favorite places in the whole country. I was like, thank you, God. Thank you. I was just I was just being so grateful today because I realized that I'm really living beyond my income. I mean, I'm not spending beyond my income, but I'm living a lifestyle that really is beyond my means if I were trying to start it today. But I'm going to tell you something. There are ways to live in California cheaper. Um, Jessica and I went out to breakfast this morning. Now, I have to say, we went to McDonald's, but we both have the app, right? So a breakfast that would have cost us 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, $22, $23 plus tax, about 25 or $26 at McDonald's, cost us $6 because we had a thing where we bought one sandwich, which is like $6 and something, and we actually got it at a discount. So we got it one, and we got one for free. Then we got something else for free with our app, and then we went back and forth. So I used my app to get something. She got me a $5 coffee for $1. Iced coffee, a large one, for actually was 99 cents. And then I used points that I had and got her a $6 frappe for free. I mean, so there are ways that, of course, now I don't recommend eating at McDonald's all the time. We just did it because it was the weekend and we wanted to treat ourselves. But you can do that. We buy almost all of our clothes at thrift stores. We occasionally will buy something at Ross, or TJ Maxx, but we get it when it's like marked down to literally $4.99 or $6.99 for a dress or a pair of shoes at a heavy discount. Um, I mean, there are ways. We shop our groceries at what's it, grocery outlet. So last time I shopped at grocery outlet, I think I spent $62 for the groceries for the week. And based on the savings, because I also buy things that are on sale, even at grocery outlet, I saved $80. I got $62 I paid for about $150 worth of groceries. So there are ways to save. And I have my car insurance and my house insurance. Those are among my most expensive most expensive items. But even those, by having them all together with the same company, I get that discount. Plus I get a senior discount. So there are ways um to live here and do it, less expensively, you know, um, and do it on a frugal budget. And again, in part 3 of Kat's video, she's going to share how she lives a beautiful life here on a very small Social Security income, but she was able to access a lot of resources, even free rides to her doctor's appointments when she couldn't drive because of her illness. But so there are ways. There are ways. You know. How good! Thank you, Sylvie. Says she went. Oops, little after 4. She went over and subscribed to plain vanilla grandma. Thank you, all of you guys. Go over and do that. Uh, yeah, can one of my moderators please drop a link for plain vanilla grandma? And I keep getting recipes for plain vanilla ice cream. Oh my goodness. Cheryl says everywhere is very different and less tolerant of overnight parking. That is very true. Very true. But if you watch my parking video that I did 3 videos ago, I share some of my favorite places to park. And I'm telling you, there's some places, even in San Diego, even in North County here, where you can park, especially if you're in a lower, not a high-rise vehicle, that you can park stealthily. Someone was asking me, doesn't it show that you're living in a vehicle if you have your windows covered? No. If you, like, I have these curtains here, and I just pull the curtain across, so all you can see is the front of my vehicle, and in the back I have the windows all covered, but they're covered so I don't put the silver outside when I'm parked inside the city. Like if I'm in a parking place out in the country somewhere, I do, but in the city or at a truck stop I do, because and who cares. But I'll put the black side up, so it just looks like you have tinted windows. So it's not screaming, oh, someone's sleeping in the car. It looks like when they drive by, it's just tinted windows on a regular minivan. But there are pros and cons to a minivan. And I'm going to do a video showing the pros. And then later, me and Lindy, we're going to do a video showing the cons. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do that or not, but we'll see. But yeah, there are places that you can still sleep in your van, but it's getting more challenging. I do acknowledge that. Andrea says, sorry, I have to go. There's so much noise here right now. Can't focus. All right. We'll see you next time, Andrea. You two have a lovely evening. Uh, Graham says, yes, I should let him start swimming himself, but he's just starting to get his act together, starting a mechanic course and working full time. This could set him back. I can't not help out. Well, my thing, Graham, is if you see your kid trying, that's my measure. If they're trying, help them. Give them a hand. Help them out if they're trying. If they're getting started and they get the wind knocked out of their sails, or if they get, their legs knocked out from under them, help them get back up on their legs. Help them get back started. That's how I think. Now, if they're doing nothing and they expect you to come and do everything for them, that's a whole different thing. But if he's trying, yeah, I would say help him. Um, X says, Deborah, I hear about how expensive it is. I have flex fuel vans and I'm always smiling when I pay $3 for gas. Wow. Yeah, I'd be smiling too if I was paying $3 for gas. Oh my goodness. I'm paying $3.92 at this particular station that I found. And I'm not smiling, but at least I'm not crying like I was when I saw, where was it we were recently? I'm trying to remember. And gas was $6 a gallon. I'm trying to remember. But I had filled up so I didn't have to get the gas. Oh my gosh. I was like, holy Toledo. Well, here comes another train. Stay tuned. So you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this is Saturday, so they don't run quite as often. Oh my goodness. People need people, so please know a word of kindness can go a long way. That is so true. So true. I know. I know, Cheryl. I just wasn't even thinking when I picked this spot. I was here because I'd done the video down near the train station and I was running late and I thought I'm not going to be, and I pulled in here about 8 minutes to 3. And then I had problems getting on the internet and I was like, I can't drive any further. I'll be really late. So, hey, I just did what I could. What can I say? Uh, Terry says it's a great story Carol would love to share with you. Can you really pull yourself? You can really pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Okay. Last week. Okay. All right. I'll go over and check that video out, Terry. You guys go over and check out postcard from Terry's video. Can you really pull yourself up by the bootstraps? Well, it sounds like you can. Sounds like you can. Well, I know you can because Kat is an example of it. Cheryl says disabled can get it for life for free or $10 online. Yes, yes. Go over and check out the video I just did on that, Cheryl. Watched the past one yesterday, Carol. Great info. I'm glad. Yeah, you did watch it, Janice. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa, for dropping Plain Vanilla Grandma's link to her channel. Everyone hit that link so you can go over and give her some love. Kenneth says, my daughter is letting me stay behind her house. I'm paying a small amount of rent, but I'm home. Wow, that is so cool, Kenneth. That is so cool. I tell you, I offered to have a tiny house, a shed, a kind of cheap one, a shed to house conversion built in my backyard because I have the space for Jess to stay for free, hook up to my electric and everything. She says, no, I want to do it on my own. I don't want to grow up in my backyard. I don't want to live in my backyard. I'm like, but child, you can live there for free and put money away. No, I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own. I mean, on one hand, I admire her for wanting that, but if someone told me I could live somewhere for free, you better believe I'd be living there and have my own little house. I guess she's afraid I'm going to be monitoring everyone that comes and going, and I'm going to be going there at the gate saying, no, you can't come in. No, you got to scram. And I don't know, maybe I might do it to a little extent, but not much. Anyhow, I'm happy for you, Kenneth. That is great. That is fabulous. Lisa says, military veteran has lifelong America the Beautiful pass for free. I have it. Oh, thank you for that information, Lisa. Oh my goodness. Well, there you have it. Military veterans get it for free. Oh my goodness. I got to tell Donald to get one for free. So We can camp together. Oh my goodness. Carrie Joe says, I have the lifelong pass, worth every penny. It paid for itself fast. It did. Mine paid for itself with one use. I got a place for $12.50 camping in Waco, Texas, as I shared in my video, on a lake with uh, uh, fire pit there for cooking, a covered patio, asphalt, water, free electric, and free hot showers for $12.50 a night. And it paid for itself. It paid for itself. I'm telling you, it does pay for itself fast. Hey, call me V. Hello, hello. I'm actually Carol, but everyone calls me Gloria. What can I say? But hello, call me V. Welcome in. Sylvie says, wow, wow, Nora and Tim. I just checked and finally subscribed to your channels. Well, great, great. All right, folks, it's about time to leave here. I think I'm going to go down to the beach. No, Deborah says, I paid for my national park pass, but it got me and my sisters into Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Teddy Roosevelt National Park free. Yep, they paid for it already. Yes, if you go into places that they charge by the car, you can have 3 more people in your vehicle, so all 4 of you get in for free. So you go to several parks with 3 or 4 people in your vehicle, and you get in for free. Yes, yes. I mean, now, if they charge per person and not for vehicle, yeah, each person has to pay their own. But a lot of places, it's just, they charge by the car. So it's, I mean, yeah, Deborah, it pays for itself in no time. It really does. Me and Jessica and a friend that came with us, another youngster, we got into Grand Canyon Park for free. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm gonna post a video searching for land and show you guys some of it. Uh Carlene says, once upon a time the America the Beautiful Pass was $10. Yeah, it was for seniors. 10 or 25, yeah, it went up, but hey, you know. I love the sound of trains too, Silver Wings. I do. Everyone is saying, yeah, I know there's some beautiful people in here. Always, Jay, always. Uh, Graham says, I have 2 acres you can have. Little too far from me, Graham. Little too far. Hey, Patty Whack, how's it going? How's it going? All right, folks, I am going to have to get out of here. And, uh, yeah, you can warm yourself free, but you can't cool for free as easily. That's so true, Vaughn. So true. Um, uh, uh, I'm not sure about that one. What's that? Um, oh, yeah, Sylvie said, I did check out your Etsy. It's wonderful. Yes. Could you please drop a link? All my moderators, including Nora, who has a fabulous, fabulous channel. Really, it's not a channel, it's a site over on Etsy. Could you drop your link, Nora? And all my moderators, could you please drop your link so everyone can go over and and give them some love. Hey, Lindy's here from Lava Lindy's Awesome Van Adventure. Hello, hello, Lindy. Uh, Silver Wing said, Sylvie, yes, I used to live in front of a train track near my backyard. Was great. I think it'd be, now I would not like living near an airport. I don't like the sound of all of the planes flying all the time, but I love the sound of a train. I do love the sound of a train. Patty Wax says Humboldt County and further up north. Oh, yeah, yeah. I probably will be going through Humboldt County because going on the 5, doesn't the 5 go past Trinidad, which is in Humboldt County? Yeah, Trinidad has some beautiful places along the water. So he says, I stopped going to Meta. I got tech scammed a few years ago. Ooh. All right, folks. We're going to be heading out. Yeah, Patty Wax, so true about the hallway. It's hell in the hallway, isn't it? Uh, Cheryl says, take your power and manifest your outcome. you know what? The Bible talks about the power of the tongue and speaking things into being. Now, I'm not saying you can speak yourself into being an Olympic racer. Okay, let's be serious here. But you can talk about and manifest positivity and not giving up. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm not going to name any names, but I have a friend who is living on a very small income, Social Security, and was saying, how they really needed to earn some extra money, but they have some serious health problems that make it difficult. I mean, really serious health problems, including neuropathy in their feet and legs, that make it extremely difficult to work a full time job. Well, we had been talking about how they needed a job that they could either do online or, and we've been talking about it for a while. They happened to be someplace recently and they were just chatting with a person there. It turned out he's an attorney and he owns a business where he owns real estate and needs someone to help him occasionally show places, just not very often, but just from time to time. And he pays fairly decent money for doing that. Maybe 4 or 5 times a a month, maybe 6 times somewhere. Are and this person, my friend, has experience in um, managing places, managing residences. So they got to talking, and he goes, I really could use someone to do this, not full time, and I'll pay such and such an hour, which is pretty good, and it would give her just enough money to really put her over the top where she can pay off the bills that she had, put some money. I mean, but we had been talking about this and talking about this and about how, and I really believe she manifested this. I mean, she's in a place, she meets someone who has a need that corresponds and aligns with her skill set, and she's starting working for him tomorrow. I mean, just a random person she meets in a random spot. I mean, is that not God at work, just putting her in the right place at the right time and putting him in there? And it just was such an unusual place of all places to meet him. And I mean, so you can manifest things by remaining positive and remaining. I think the key is remaining open to opportunities and not shutting yourself off from them, you know? So, yes, Cheryl, taking your power back, manifesting your outcome, saying it, believing it, and you can, yeah, I agree. Hey Barry, I'm so glad to see you got into the house before the end. Hello, hello. So glad to say hi to you, Barry. All right, folks, well, I gotta get off. Uh Cheryl says the last few months of a van bill feels like the longest. Well, as you're getting everything done, I think that's probably true because you're so anxious to get in there and hit the road. I think it's so true, Cheryl. All right, gotta go get ready for a date with Mr. Louie. Okay, all right, folks. Uh, Graham says my older young bloke, Rob, who's the father to 6 of my grandkids, is also having real issues. I believe he's having some sort of mental health issues. He's having real troubles getting out of bed. Oh, you know what? Sometimes that can happen. Let's just say, a real quick prayer for Graham's son, Rob, and then we got to go. Dear Lord, just come in. Whatever spirit is trying to take over Rob, and just put a spirit of depression over him. We ask that you lift that. We ask, sometimes we fight against principalities and spirits. We ask that you come in and block those spirits and that you give him a spirit of encouragement and motivation, and you just let him see the good around him and let him see his children and what a blessing they are. His quiver, as they say, is full. Let him see what a blessing that is. And we ask you to bring people into his life who will be an encouragement and will just light a happy and eventful and motivational fire under him, a positive encouragement under him. We're just holding out for good things for Rob Grab. All right. uh, Rox says, I will never leave California again. I know sometimes when you leave, it's hard to even get back in, isn't it? Uh, Patty Wax says, I lost my Paco Chihuahua. Been a past year of a lot of grieving. I'm so sorry to hear that, Patty Wax. Yeah, that is a hard one. That's a hard one to let go of. I'm so sorry for that. Yes, we're sending prayers up for you, Graham, and for Rob. Uh, he hasn't struck a blow in a couple of months and doesn't get out of bed until after 3. I'm really worried about him and don't know what to try to do to help. You know, I'll tell you what I think has helped some people is someone just going out and just saying, let's go for a walk. Even if it's just a walk around the block, let's just go out and get out and taking it a little at a time, maybe just walking 3 doors down, then 5 doors, then around the block, then 2 blocks. I mean, sometimes, getting back up, you can't just do it in a snap. But also, there may be a need for some medication. He may be having some chemical imbalances that might be worth checking into. It could really be that. Sometimes people get to a certain point in life too, and they look to where they thought they would be at that point and where they're at, and it depresses them because they had hoped to be further along. But sometimes you need a little help. I'm all for if medication will help you get over a hump, um, for using that. And I don't think of it as a crutch. I mean, well, let's put it like this: even if it was a crutch, I mean, if you sprain your ankle or broke your ankle, are you going to hop around on one foot, or are you going to try and use a crutch to help you until it heals? Same thing possibly with medication. So that, and I think the main thing also is being there for him and letting him know, not saying, okay, you got to get up, you got to do this, you got to do that, you better pull yourself up, but just gently and loving kindness say, you know what, I'd like to just go out for a walk. Can we just go out? And if you want to talk, fine. If you don't want to, can we just walk together and just, spend some time together, you know? And sometimes that. Yeah, lots of rich folks in social in Southern Cal. Yeah, there are, and a lot of poor folks too. Pettywhack. Uh, all right. I keep saying I gotta go, but I really do have to go now. Um. All right. I will see you. Rock says I'm having to teach my nephew how to be poor. Hey, uh, how to I would rather say how to be rich despite a modest pocketbook, because you can still live a rich life. And in part 3 of the series that I'm doing on Kat, she's going to show just how she's doing that. Graham says, I think it may have something to do with the house burning. Oh yeah. Yeah. I would guess that would be a huge setback. After months of working on it and lost a lot of his tools in the fire, I'm starting to think it's affecting his mental health. I would say it would be unusual if it didn't affect his mental health, Graham. But I think, maybe even buying him a tool or two and saying, okay, let's start over rebuilding, that you can rebuild, and we're here and we'll be with you every step of the way as you're starting back. I think that might be a help too. But yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding? Losing a house, having it burned down in a fire if you spent months working on it, that would take out the strongest person. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Rox, I can understand having a minivan for many reasons. Um, Rox says, my mom wants to move out of the desert, but we can't afford LA or OC. Yeah, well, yeah, OC is very, very, very expensive, and as LA is. But I'm looking up in an area that's kind of in the mountains a little bit, that's a tad bit less expensive, and I'll be bringing that to you next time, and you know, we'll just see. We'll just see. All right, you guys, have a great time. I know I'm going to be missing a lot of comments. Oh my goodness, I hate missing all these great comments, but I've got to go. And I will see you. Go over and check out the video. I think you're going to love it. It just makes me smile just thinking of the interview with her, you know. And I will see you guys next time. And Silver Wing says, I've worn out many bootstraps. God is good. He keeps me in bootstraps for sure. Beautifully blessed for sure. Praise and glory all to God. God bless you all. And God bless each and every one of you. You know I love each and every one of you. This is this has got to be my favorite time of the whole week, this Saturday afternoons. But I love you. I will see you guys same place, same channel next week. Meanwhile, I got some great content coming up this week. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys next week. You know what? I forgot. Can anyone who has a YouTube channel put down a big C for content creator? Anyone who is your first time in the house, would you please put a number 1? So uh everyone, you know how we do, folks, how we welcome our newbies in. And my moderators, please drop your link so everyone can go over and give you some love. All right, I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds for you guys to do this. Dun 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 dun. Okay, postcards from Terry is a content creator. Some of you have already gone over to give her some love. Rosani Designs Masquerade, go over there. Outdoor Dash Travels, there's dropped her links, one of my great moderators. It has a channel, Outdoor Dash Travels, has lives every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And Lindy from Lava Outdoor Travels has lives every Tuesday at 3 p.m. So Lava Lindy has every Tuesday at 3 p.m. is her live. So anyone else want to drop some information? Now is the time. And Nora from Nora Kag over on Etsy to see some beautiful artwork, and hopefully we'll be doing a special. I'll be doing a special with Nora, I hope soon, but that is yet to be developed. All right, guys, love you, and I will see you next week, same time. All right.